Why is this hidden in bug fixes slash quality of life? What? Why was this hidden at the end of the whole patch notes? We are back with another patch rundown, this one for the open beta, and I cannot overstate like how excited I am for the open beta. So I think let's just get right into it. It's all about finding what is the most important for the people that are new to the game. Also, I'll have some notes here and there, but being efficient and making sure we don't drag this along too much, because I do like to yap. But over to start, refer a friend is back, so you can gain rewards basically by referring your friends to play the game. This also does include skins. If you want an Eluna skin and 2 potential Eluna chromas, then you can refer a friend, hopefully enough to get rewards. Over to system changes. Some social things, AFK detection, that's a good thing to have. It's been added to the game. When a player is detected as AFK, they'll be automatically killed / unable to be respawned. Players on the team or disconnected or AFK player are allowed to leave the game without penalty. This is a great thing to have. I wonder how it will like be when it is in game, but I think it's a good thing to have at least. Run it back. A new run it back button has been added on the team screen of match summary. Pressing this button will send a party invite to everyone on your team. This is a great thing where you meet a squad that you just really enjoy, then why not just keep on playing with them? I think that's a great thing to have. New player experience. This is not as important. You guys will feel like a different storm shift for a couple of the first few levels to be integrated into Supervive, but you won't feel it for that long. Quest though, this is very interesting. I tried it out in the small EU technical test and I really enjoyed it. So in open beta, we're introducing a new system, Quest. Quest or thing like Quest have been in the game before, but we never found a shade that really fit until now, we hope. The goals of the Quest system are give players meaningful strategic decisions in the early game, add immediate clear shared early game goals with compelling rewards, incentivize smaller scale early game PvP collisions. While these things will ideally make the game better for all players, we believe they'll be especially helpful to players that are not in a pre-made, since they're now a clear answer to what should we do right now. And some caveats, this system came in very late in development, so there's a good amount of temporary content associated with it, like the vendor is a recolored version of the red key vendor, neither of which are necessarily final in terms of visuals. Okay. The way it distributes Quest is very bare bones. We're anticipating iterating here, so like changes will come to Quest, but I think it's a very good thing to have. On to what it then does, how quests work. Shortly after you drop, a vendor will appear near your team, offering a selection of different quests for your team to complete. Your vendor can only be seen and used by your team. Successfully completing those quests will give your team a unique reward. After you complete your first quest, your team will be offered another quest until day 4, at which point the quest vendor will disappear. And from my experience, you will most likely be able to finish all of the quests before day 4, unless you maybe like choose to take the kill quest until the last. That may take time depending on how many teams are left, but I'll get a little bit more into the order. The vendor will teleport after you every 15 seconds until you accept a quest or capture a bonfire, or the game reaches day 2. At the point, vendor will appear above your team's base camp, or if you don't have one, at the nearest uncaptured one. Quest and rewards. So there is brawlers, kill 3 players, farm creeps, open vault, supply drop, and mega bar. Now my recommendation for order of doing the quest is: number 1, if you're really contested on your spot, go for brawlers, like why not? If you're not really contested, my recommendation would be do vault first, because you always want to do vaults, get the powers. So I recommend vault first. Then they're also saying you could either get supply drop or mega bar, so you don't get both. So I would either then go for supply drop or mega bar second. The reason why I'm not saying farm creeps is that because the first thing you want to be doing is farming a little bit to get level 4. It won't really be 16. Then you want to get the vault and supply drop. So you do farm creeps third, because then you will have it ready for when the next day comes. So Vault, Supply Drop / Megabore, Farm Creeps, and then Brawlers. But then again, if there's a lot of contested teams nearby, maybe just start with Brawlers. Alright, let's go over to circle tunings. BR games now start with the initial death circle. Gold zones and major objectives will not spawn in the initial death circle. For squad games, day 1 circle duration lowered by 60 seconds, subsequent days lower slightly. So this will for sure like up the pace of the game. I'm really interested in how this will feel overall. We had a small little test where we get to feel about it, but they said there will be more adjustments to it. So I'm curious to see how it will feel in open beta. Most Wanted. Dying while Most Wanted now sends you straight to death box. I think this is a good thing. Most Wanted is a high risk, high reward. So getting to death box, I think is a fair thing when you're taking the risk of picking up a Most Wanted. Kill credit from spikes will always go to the player who hit the spike and won't be stolen by damaging a player after the spike starts. This is also a very good thing. It's like it's a quality of life change where you get a little bit annoyed when in the kill feed it's not your kill even though you're the person who spiked them. So I think it's a very good thing. And then last hit latency. If the Most Wanted player has an assist within 0.5 seconds of a kill, they'll get full kill time reduction. I think this is also a fair thing. It's not like assists help a lot. You need to be like 0.5 seconds close to the kill. So I think it's a fair thing overall. Then we go into heal / damage reduction clarity. This is basically making everybody a little bit more tanky. Fine stuff overall. And then other stuff, as a reminder, all of inventory and progression has been reset for open beta. This also means there is no more progression resets. Everything you buy, everything you get now, you will keep when the release hits in 2025. So spend whatever you want, gain whatever you want, you will keep everything now. Not too much like super important thing on all the stuff. Let's get the move on, of course. I don't keep on yapping too much. Environmental map. Random chests are now spawned in the outskirts of most biomes. They contain goodies. The reason why this is because they mentioned here like people aren't always playing together getting vaults. So these boxes are really good to be able to get more stuff in general when you are potentially not with a team. So going through the boxes on the outskirts of the biomes I think is really good, and just some bonus rewards. Kaiju water now anti-heals for a short duration. It was a fine change. Doesn't impact super much I've felt so far, but it's a good change overall. Explosive barrels now have a slight delay before exploding. Careful about this. I kinda effed up myself sometimes by not thinking about the after explosion happening. And now they also apply anti-heal. Environment looks nicer. And then Chaos Steps has an updated layout, including a new boss arena. Prisma Falls has a secret area. These are nice. I'm just gonna say it. It was nice. I liked it. PvE. Several minions have updated loot and XP. Blah, blah, blah. Creeps now ignore you if you sneak around them. Good. Waymaker boss projectiles. You can now destruct them with attacks. That's nice. Town guards now change color when you attack them. Remember to not fight in Kobayashis. And several minions have updated art. Good stuff. Now over to the powers. Won't take too much time here, but AoE teleport now lets you teleport everything into Abyss. This is a very niche but a really fun thing. Like this may have like a lot of impact in final destination circles or in circles where there's a lot of Abyss, so you can make your own space with revive beacons and base camps in the Abyss. I think this is very niche and cool. Grapple hook, slight nerf, expected. Horror wings nerf, expected, it needed it. Icarus glide buff, I think it's nice, pulls you up more gently, burns your legs less, and fix the bug where you instantly start burning when gliding at Academy. I wonder like if it will actually be good. It felt like a little bit nicer, but I need to test it a little bit more to get a proper opinion on it. Mana Cloud follows you better, nice. Mortar, it's a little bit of an overrated power, just gotta say. If you do get hit by a mortar, then you're really slow at reacting. Sorry, gotta say it. Replicated armor retains the value it when you hitting the mic. Replicated armor retains the value it had when clothed. Good. Tactical nuke, base explosion damage increased from 2.7 to 5k, and exotic tactical nuke does 10x explosion damage or of regular tactical nuke. This means that you can't survive a nuke. Like before, you could survive an impact with like certain criteria with hunters and health, but now you can't survive a nuke. Like Guys, when the nuke is coming, you're gonna die if you get hit by it. Wisp Vacuum now also pulls living enemies while they are airborne. Now applies a heal over time to you when pulling allies or enemies. I didn't really get to test Wisp Vacuum. I think it sounds very interesting, so I'm definitely gonna be trying this more. I think it's a good buff. It was kind of useless. So, over to equipment. Shards drops from camps have been retuned. You can have vacuum up shards, very good quality of life. Equipment can go to red tier again. Fine, some more stats. And shard costs for purple/gold tiers increased slightly. Also good. Power haste. Powers are no longer effective. Not too much important. Okay, let's get into the important stuff. Boots. Ninja. Removed. Forest facing. Removed. New. Chain jump. If you jump right when you land, your next jump goes higher up to 3 times. It was alright when I tested it. I was hoping it was gonna go like a little bit higher because I was thinking niche stuff with KP Dunk, but it's alright. I need to test it more to see like what kind of scenarios you really want to have it, but it's fun. Executioner. Stomping or executing Wisp heals you over time. This is a very good thing because this means that if you're low, it's less risk of starting a heal or like an execution because you can heal over time as well, because it can be often very risky if you just get one tapped. So I think this boots will then be a lot better. I like it. And then meditation now is AoE, so you can mana heal more people around you. I think it's a good buff as well. Bladed Helm. Greed. Lowered. Doesn't change too much. Manuel Bubble Blade buffed. This is important. Remember this for later. Remember, Bubble Blade buff. Mind Blade. Max mana granted when full stacked increased, but max mana to AP conversion reduced. So slight changes. Rampage just nerfed. Again, I'm gonna get somebody else to do the math for me to find out what's the most efficient equipment, but for now, we'll see what happens with them. But remember Bubble Blade. Mana Helm. Ambush now only spawns brush if you're not already in brush. Good thing. Scholar. Stacks while you are dead. Max stacks lowered and stats per stack increase, such as stats at max stacks are the same as before. Good buff. Scholar is a little bit stronger then. Quick Blade. Blood Scent removed. Turbo Boost. Each time you use a movement ability, gain 50% movement speed that decays over 2 seconds. I'm gonna try this on KP. That sounds fun. I'm gonna try it. Big Game Hunter, move speed granted per stack increased and then max stacks lowered. Nice tuning overall. Tech Blade Interweaver, a slight buff. It was kind of underpicked, I'm pretty sure, so nice thing. Vamp Blade Executioner removed. Last Stand In, falling below 40% HP grants you 5% Omnivamp and 50% healing received from all sources. I'm also cooking with this one on KP. I think it could be fun. I don't know, but Vibe Infuser with Last Stand, I think that the interaction can be really fun with the healing on dash, and then when you're trying to get away from people, fall below 40% with extra healing. I'm gonna try it. I think it's fun. Exotic Soul Steer stacks lost on death reduced from 2 to 1. Good buff. And then lots of art and sound UI updates, not too important. But what is important, not really, but it's fun. I want to highlight it. Trees are more tree-like. Large rocks are more rock-like. Berries are more berry-like. And birds are more bird-like. And it's true. It's very true. It's fun. You'll have a look at where to get in. I really enjoy it. Now onto the hunter changes and balance. Bishop has got some quality of life changes. Just to like sum this pretty quickly. Slight nerf. QL nerfs on her ult basically, which means that when you ult her in the sky, you won't like instantly go down, but you will stay on that height. I think Bishop is still gonna be really strong, but it's a fair nerf because she was really strong. Brawl, Caldera Molten Great Sword now deals damage in slice shape rather than a box. Doesn't change too much. Eluna got nerfed. She's really strong in the lower MMR, so she's gonna feel a little bit worse. Wisp, slow when picking a Wisp is up 10%, shield reduced, and then damage per burn stack increased, so a little bit more damage at least. Dark Side, Binding RB now has a global I tried this earlier as well. Iconography. I can't speak, man, these words. Visible only to enemies. That should make it easier to read ability across different skins. Good change. So, slight nerf to Eluna. Felix, removing the unwanted optimization. Yeah, it was hella annoying when Felixes were just like spam clicking their LB. It was loud, it was annoying, but it was an optimization thing. So like, I'm happy they removed it. Felix is pretty much the same anyway. Ghost, Spike, Grenade, RMB, more RMB like. You can like attach onto Oath Shields and Celeste Barricade. Good change. Hudson now has Bloom that starts out wide and zeros in the longer you hold it. Goes further than before, improved visuals. And then RMB also has a Bloom, but less than Overclock minigun and improved visuals. It's a fine change. A little bit more range. He kind of needed it. Jin. Oh no. He's hot. In-game. So in-game model VFX and animations updated, and then Flipside Kill / Dunks will probably reset his abilities. So Jin above Abyss, super scary. Be careful when you meet a Jin above Abyss. He can dunk, and then dunk, and then dunk, and then keep on dunking as long as he of course keeps on hitting people. Jewel, minimum cast time increased from 0.2 to 0.5, well 4, I can't read numbers. Fair change overall. Kingpin, people overreacted a little bit about this, but we'll get to it. Scattergun LMB, damage increased by 15%. This is really good. You feel those changes. Brute Dash, new level 3 upgrade. Casting Brute Dash resets the cooldown of your Scattergun LMB in addition to the next Scattergun shot, reduce the cooldown of Brute Dash. You can basically shoot, dash, shoot, dash, shoot. So it's good. But the thing is, when you do that combo, you're also sacrificing your mobility for aggression rather than defensive uses. So it's a pro and it's a con. I think it's a nice change. It doesn't buff him like insanely much, but it's a good change. I like it. It makes his shift level 3 actually useful. And then Primal Slam, 0.5 wind down added. You don't really change this. Don't worry too much. This is to make the animation cleaner. I complained about this earlier because the animation wasn't matching where it actually landed, so it was mismatching, and this helped it actually, so it's a good change. And level 3 upgrades, self downward impulse doubled, meaning you slam down faster, careful over Abyss. Also fun, nice little change. So I think Kingpin got slightly stronger, not too much, but it's a good change overall. And then Myth got buffed. Apparently she was weak. I wonder in what MMR scale. We as a team at least felt that Myth was pretty good overall, and now she's getting buffed. We are at least very happy about the Myth buffs. But overall I think she's gonna be in a good spot. Oath has a slight nerf. His minimum travel distance is now 5 meters on his LMB, and then lowering healing to Bright Shield, now scale 1-to-1 with regular heal. This doesn't really do much to Oath. I'm gonna talk about this in my tier list, but guys, Oath is still hella strong. They didn't do enough nerfs. Then on to Shiv. Fast Step Dagger Q now properly attaches to dynamic objects like Oath's Shield and Celeste Barricade. Good thing. And improved visuals on her ultimate. Shrike has a new in-game model. She is now also hot in-game. Void, Singularity. Fix the bug that sometimes caused invulnerable targets to not get stunned by Singularity even after invulnerability ended. Thank you to everyone in the Void. Yeah, this is a good bug fix. Ceph, Cyclone Dash Shift. Level 3 upgrade. Cast over the Abyss. Ceph creates wind rings on dash level 1. Wind ring for short dash and 2 for long dash. Now this is why I said remember Bubble Blade. Did you remember Bubble Blade? They didn't nerf Ceph. Ceph is still strong. They also buffed Bubble Blade. Ceph is still very strong. I think we might get into double support meta with the Oath Ceph. I'll get deeper into this in my tier list video, but stay tuned. And then other bug fixes Q. We have added a South American server for open beta. Wait, why is this hidden in bug fixes / quality of life? What? Why was this hidden at the end of the whole patch notes? Okay, there's gonna be so many happy people because the people in South America, they have been asking for servers for so long, and for good reason. Like, everybody wants to play the game on their servers. Like, ping is annoying. They can survive on other servers, but low ping is better. I think it's so fun that they're just like, we have added South American servers for open beta. It's very small, but I think a lot of people will be really happy with this. And then there's like a lot of other QL, other bug fixes. that is not really too important, but I do want to say this is a good patch. I am really excited for open beta. I hope you guys are open for I can't speak, are also excited for open beta. I hope I'll see tons of you playing the game, and then now we're into it. No progression resets, no server taken down for later test. It's open, it is available all the time starting November 20th. I hope I see you there. Hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.